Hello, Slam Jammers. Well, what a show we've got for you today. We've got something better than a recap of a tournament. We are going to be recapping the whole damn season. We've got Coach K made his coaching debut, and believe it or not, he had to make a choice between two teams. You heard me right. Coach K had options. We've officially started selling merch, but wait, we've got even more. We have in-studio guests. Not one, not two, but three in-studio guests today. We even have an ode to Slam Jam, courtesy of one of our guests. So let's get into it with the man formerly known as DJ Cocoa Butters. He changed from entertainment to sports recently and morphed into Coach K. It's Colin Kugler.
Coach K to save the day. I am back. I had an amazing tournament. Can't wait to dive into it. And thank you very much for having us again at another podcast.
My pleasure, my friend. Now, to a man who ditched Eater All Day and Sons and entered the coaching arena himself, it's Ty Eater All Day, a.k.a. Taco.
Happy to be here. Yeah, the coaching call was sort of a last-minute one. Actually, Coach K had to break the heart of a team quite publicly. And
we will get into that.
To mend a heartbreak, I came in and I was a coach. And with us, as always, we call him El Capitan, El Presidente. He is the Colossus of podcast. He is the king of all chat.
Rambling.
He is Adam Hall,
our
from
leader,
the Gold Coast Mortgage Broker.
Thank you very much, Ty.
Yeah.
I'm a bit rattled.
Are you rattled?
I'm a bit rattled. Can I tell you why?
I feel like I'm walking into something. Go for it.
No, it's actually more to do with Colin than it is to do with you.
Okay, cool.
So before the podcast recording, I was going to make my way straight from the office, straight to here. Had plenty of time. But I realized I left something at home. So right now we're staying in the apartment. I went home. Now, when I got home, I got up the lift and I was confronted with a bit of a scene, and it really was unnerving. Can you just describe for me what you see there?
That's my partner's Lindsay's boots at your door. What's she doing at your door?
Wow, spoiler alert.
Whoa.
That's a massive spoiler alert for my story.
Wait, hang on.
So just to set the scene, I know we're an audio podcast, but I will put this all together. What I'm looking at is a pair of workman's boots at my front door, and I'm walking up there and I'm like, oh my God, someone's fucking my wife.
Because those are construction boots.
Hey, and thanks for ruining my whole fucking story. When I walked in, and who do I see? Colin's lovely fiance, Lindsay.
Wow.
Wait,
So she's an apprentice plumber.
Was she screwing Jess or no?
No, she wasn't. She was screwing my pipes.
Wow. Whoa.
But your recall on that they belong to your fiance was impeccable timed.
I know
Colin.
those
Thanks
size.
so much for ruining the
I-
fucking
Oh, there's
story.
light blue inside of them.
I can guarantee you.
That could have gone viral.
I can guarantee you
Still
that
waiting on our first viral.
pickleball podcast history has been made that no other pickleball podcast has ever started with, I think the plumber is fucking my wife. There's no way. The listener would never think that this somehow is going to morph into a pickleball podcast, but you are going to bring it in
We got
now.
real talk. We always talk in real terms here on this podcast.
Holy shit. That was a spanner.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Let's
get
get into it. I'm so excited about our guest.
All right, we've got three guests, as I've said. I'm going to introduce the first one. We've got the big boss. After a super successful season 1 of PPA and MLP, spanning across 3 tournaments, 2 countries where 1 champion was anointed, it's the Commish. Sange Crater.
Yeah,
Give us a jingle. Give us a jingle. Give us a jingle, Colin.
Commish serving the best dish.
Whoa.
Hi, welcome, Sanjarama.
Dishes.
That ain't bad. How you going, Sange?
Great. What an intro. A musical intro. Thanks, Colin.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
You've been on a few podcasts. Have you ever had your own intro done?
No, not sung live. That's definitely, it's a first. It's great. I love it.
Feel free to send her that jingle. She can take it with her wherever she goes in the world.
All right. That's a job for you, Caleb, not for me. We're in a bigger studio. We're in the beautiful Poly Studios.
Sanjarama, I'm so excited. So tell us, how long have you been the commissioner of Major League Pickleball?
Not very long. In the official title, it's only been 6 months. So I've been with the company since July last year, which feels like maybe 2 years ago already. It just things fly that fast. But yeah, not even 12 months with the company, but being in the official commish roles for the last 6 months, which has been pretty exciting.
When did you start calling yourself the commish?
Literally just then. I don't think I've ever referred to myself as the commish ever.
Well, what about
it
that?
Sounded really weird, but just coming off you guys, the banter you've given me is it's probably the last time.
So that
neck
neck tattoo that says commish,
That must be new.
the other guest gave that to me while we were waiting. Damn.
You should have been at the after party, man.
Oh,
That's
that
where it
is
all
so
went down.
cool. Now, talk to us about some of the like executive team that you work with. Obviously, your role is primarily around working with the athletes directly, but I understand you have a really, really awesome young team in the MLP.
Yeah, we do. We've got our CEO, Adam. He's all the things behind. Obviously not Adam that's behind the mic, but you'll see him very much looks like mistaken for Mitch Hargraves often. You'll see him donned with the same cap and the hair that sticks out. But yeah, Adam leads us up. We've got Anthony Liveris, who's our president. He's always behind the scenes. You'll see him fly in for the events and make a few appearances and talk to a lot of the top dogs. So obviously he was probably chatting to you guys over the event.
He did actually introduce himself to me.
He did, very good.
Security wouldn't let him get too close to me.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, we just try.
You're on court. That's probably.
But just.
And then we've got Timmy Joyner, who's our CFO and COO. He's based down in Sydney and does
the B-man.
Heap of our events. So you've seen he was kind of probably putting up signs or pulling things down or moving chairs. Likes to scout around in the background, but does a heap of work. And our newest member, Kiali Dory. So she's joined us as our marketing social media guru. She's the young, funky chick on the team and kind of gives us all a little bit more cred because that's definitely not my part.
She's got cool vibes. I've obviously seen her in the office.
Yeah, she does.
She's a longboarder, right?
Professional stand-up paddleboarder. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
competes in stand-up paddle. She had a comp, which was why she wasn't there the whole event this one. But yeah, so it's kind of cool to have another pro athlete from a different sport, just bringing a different direction and yeah, just being way more over all the socials and all the techie stuff.
That's so good.
And were they already on board before you came on board, or did you do the hiring of these candidates?
Oh, great question. No, Adam and Ant were already on board. Tim was working just in a volunteer capacity for the first 2 events we did, which I actually didn't even know. I thought he was actually full-time and I felt terrible for asking him all these things to do. But he was working full-time in his finance job. He joined us in December full-time. He said, flick the corporate world. I'm coming to sport. This is where I want to be, which is pretty cool. And but yeah, was in charge of hiring Kiali, who's a Gold Coaster as well. So you guys might have seen her around on the courts trying to have a little bit of a go at the sport as well, or in the ocean. Ty, you're out there all the time having a surf. So trying. So you might have seen her, or we can get some tips for you.
Trying.
You get a subtle dig there from the commish.
If she wasn't the commish, man, there would be some words flying already. But again, I pay respects to to people of this level. Okay, so now you're in the role. Obviously, pickleball is growing wild here as we expected to, because in the States it's beyond huge. You've never been a commissioner before. What type of and I understand you went to the States for a while. Like, was the MLP very supportive in their Australian counterparts? Were you able to speak to people about there? Maybe gave you tips on how to be the commish?
Yeah, definitely. We were over there in September last year, working with MLP team in Atlanta. It was incredible. It was when MLP was just absolutely pumping, and to work over there and be in and amongst an actual live event and just see the things that their staff are doing was incredible. So yeah, I was just sort of hanging around like a bad smell for a little while, just trying to get all the little tips and tricks while we're over there. And then obviously just getting that online support from them since. And then with the partnership with PPA, it's just got better, to be honest. Like, we just got more reach, there were more contacts with more experience. And in the sport of pickleball, I've done a lot in other sports, but it's kind of cool to have another group to work with in the same sport, and they've got such a vested interest in what we do. So they want us to be successful because it makes their brand successful. So it's really nice to have actual partners that want to deliver and lean in every single area of the business. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty nice to have that confidence.
Boys, I think we can't go any longer without introducing other guests, because when you're a kid and your mum and dad are talking to like the neighbor and you're just sitting there like saying nothing, but you're there.
Are
You're
you
not
waiting
in the
for an introduction, or you're just
yeah. I'm kind of unfortunately getting that
Is
vibe.
this when the guy starts doing your wife? This is a lot, I don't know. I'm so nervous when you kind of lead a story up now.
No,
I
it's
just
kind
feel
of
like I'm gonna call Jessa
I'm
and
with
be
you.
like,
I've been
Jessa,
there.
The two
something's
dads
going
are
on.
having a beer and like your involvement is really, I've finished my beer now. Hey, get me the next beer, thanks. And that's all you
That's
really do.
it.
So like your utility is pretty low. So we should probably introduce
Get him
our
involved.
guest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staring right
All
at
right,
him, so
our
let's
next
do it.
guest.
It's kind of getting awkward.
Our next guest is an outstanding player, a leader. He had one of the youngest teams in the MLP this season. He's also got big balls
Oh,
and made a hindrance call on the weekend. It's none other than the brick wall from the Fast Fours, Mr. George Wall.
Ooh, Wally Bolly in the house.
He's on. Okay, so a lot of you guys are listening to this podcast, but you're not watching this podcast. And I got to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
George Wall has the best fucking mustache in pickleball. Oh my
It almost spans
God.
the width of this couch.
It's glistening
It actually
Very
into
kind
the
words,
line
Ty.
right.
Very kind words.
George Wall, so excited to have you, man. So walk us through season 1. What happened? What was awesome? Go for it.
Thanks for having me, first of all, boys. It feels like I'm at a professional show here. I'm just sitting along and having a good laugh here with Danny. She's already spoiler. Yeah, great season. From my team's perspective, the Fast Fours, I think you introduced it there. We had a young team, all Australians, the only all Australian team in the draft. Didn't really get the Australian fans behind that at any point, which was a
That's
shame.
tough.
I didn't even know that.
But yeah, it is what it is. We had a strong season overall. I think the story of our season was very much we had the talent there at all times, but never really came together and all played well at the same time until this weekend when we pulled it together. We made the final. Only team to beat the Northern Crocs this season. We will take that one to the grave.
Dream breaker too.
And then unfortunately went down into the final. In the final against the Gold Coast, who were just a bit too good on the evening.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how long have you been playing pickleball? Because you're a tennis convert, right?
I used to play some tennis, yeah,
Okay.
back in the day.
Yeah, and you played in the States.
Yeah, I play college tennis in the U.S., which has an atmosphere not unlike MLP nowadays, with the team environment and a lot of yelling and a little bit of in your face. So,
And a lot of beer pong and frat boy stuff.
I won't comment on anything related to that after
The
advice from
commish is on the
my
same
lawyer
couch.
before
Fair
this.
enough. Yeah. Fair enough. dude.
But I've been playing pickleball, a year and a half, I think, something like that. Yeah.
Talk to us about your team. What was the vibe like? What was the...
Well, obviously you are the captain.
Yeah.
So you got the big decision of drafting. How did the draft process go? How did you know who to pick, especially the people that you don't play with normally?
Yeah, that's a good question. I did a lot of work for the draft. The draft, you might remember, was January 11th, something like that. So over the Christmas period, I had a lot of pickleball on the TV at my parents' place. So much so that Christmas Day, my mom actually asked no pickleball for an hour while we eat dinner.
Wow.
But yeah, I was streaming like all the Indian tournaments, all the Asian tournaments. Like I know a lot about all those guys, more than they may know.
But you kept it local. You
kept
went all Aussie.
I did go all Aussie, yeah. The way the draft shaped up, I thought better value than I thought I was going to be able to get with the girls. They ended up being a really strong combination and great teammates, and then pulled in Ollie Gray as well.
Yeah.
Real talent of a kid who, he produced some good stuff for us when it mattered. So, stoked with the team and how it came together and just the overall vibe of the group. It was great.
Talk to me about Ollie Gray, because I love the kid and we all love the kid.
Yeah.
It's his birthday, right? Because we've been talking. We wish him happy birthday on all podcasts that we've had.
Nice work. I
Yeah.
like the way you did
Yeah,
that.
that's
Very,
right.
very good.
That's right.
But he's obviously got so much talent and X factor, genuine X factor. When it came time to pick him, obviously he was available, hence why you picked him. But was he best available pick, or did you actually target him and want to pick him, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, the draft rules, you might remember, you needed a regional pick. The Fast Fours region is not fast. It's Queensland. That should have got more last, boys. I'll have to go to plan B. So I needed to go a female first. I thought just where the value was, and went with Michaela. And then I didn't expect Talia to be there in my second round pick. That was a real luxury for me. So grabbed her, and then I probably had like 5 or 6 Queensland guys I could have picked from. To be honest, everyone was sort of in that level.
Was Colin in that level? Because he would have been. Like you saw his name.
You saw my duper, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that.
You were on the draft board, not necessarily the right tab.
What
spreadsheet.
Not on the right tab.
Did he appear on the TV screen at your mum's house on Christmas Day, or you couldn't find any?
No. I'd seen him play.
Highlights?
I'd seen him locally. Yeah.
Tell me, there's no market for advanced intermediate.
Professional. I'm an intermediate professional.
That's right.
We're gonna get that on a show.
But to round it out about Ollie, like he's a big, long, lanky guy, and a very, I think, underrated mixed player. If you look back at his mixed games this season, he was very, very strong for us. And just once he's on that kitchen line, he's pretty challenging. So really thought he could deliver and get us, a few wins that maybe people weren't expecting him to get, and good singles player too. And I think you saw that in the Dream Breaker this weekend.
Excellent, man. Now, I want to introduce our last guest. We got to get our third guest involved in the conversation.
Yeah, she's waiting around.
So our last guest, boys, was a number 5 pick in the draft. She's a dual sport athlete, and a sport that we know as ping pong, but it's actually called table tennis. She's a bit of a poet, and she know it. Dannielle Townsend from the Gold Coast Glory.
Hey guys.
And she won.
And if you ask Adam, she's from Logan.
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah.
Well,
Represent.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of people that follow us that also follow Danny. All her videos about pickleball, they appear to be from courts located in Beenleigh and Holland Park. I just thought she lived up that northern end. But shock horror, Ty, you might not even know this because Colin just found it out. I just found it out. She bloody lives in Currumbin. So when
I live 5 minutes from the courts you guys play on. Where's the invite?
When we're missing one,
Really?
we don't even have her on the list.
And
She's
you
at
know
the
what?
top of the list now.
Sange, have you come to dinner at my house, hung out at my house?
I have.
Huh. Interesting.
Have you
And
invited
don't.
her?
Have I got an invite?
You didn't
Or is
even-
that, am I free
tell
to
me
just
you were a
rock up?
Currumbinite. So you're starting off on the wrong foot, Danny. That's
I'm very
Ty's
sorry.
upset that you haven't come to his house unannounced.
exactly.
I know-
My
Like
first
saying
time,
that
one of my first times playing, I actually played with Ty a few times.
That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
and I remember you. Yeah, you.
Ty
were-
was
Yeah,
trying
you
to
told me to
recruit.
get into my little box on the
yeah,
right
stay in
side.
your box. Yeah. Why is everyone laughing? So you
I remember that.
literally-
I do
you
remember. It was one of her
literally-
first. It was one of her first tournaments. Okay.
Wow.
And she was very good. And so, but you were playing on the right side, I think.
Yeah.
And then every now and then she'd try to get brave. And I said, hey, Danny, don't do that shit.
Get in your box.
Stay in your box.
To be fair, I've heard the same thing from someone else, but we won't disclose the.
Well, you know how we discovered Vish. We introduced Vish to the game of pickleball.
Brown Daddy.
Well, we technically discovered Danny. Her first ever tournament was Slam Jam.
That's
It
right.
was
Yeah.
her
Yes.
first ever pickleball tournament.
And that's when I seen that girl bust some dance moves, and I said, that girl can dance. Surely she can pickle.
Hang on. Have you
Where's the microphone?
gotten any royalty checks from?
No.
Have you received any royalty
I
checks?
do you have my BSB? No, not yet.
We're not sending bank details. That's the thing. No, we'll do that.
We'll
get
start
everything.
sending bank details.
Yeah, we're not.
Am I right in saying, though, that you came to a Slam Jam before the one you competed in to watch?
No, so my first Slam Jam was in the first one last year.
Okay.
But did you play? Because I remember you dancing.
Yeah, I played.
Oh.
I played with Oliver actually. So like that was the first time meeting him, and like messaged me. He was like, "Oh, someone told me about you."
Oh, that's how every love story starts,
Yeah,
right?
and then I was like, "Okay, I'll play." And then I gave him the name Big Bird, like straight away after meeting him, because to me he looks like Big Bird from Sesame Street. Kind of acts like him too. And then we beat Travis and Abby in our first tournament, and then we lost to Martin and
Is
Sarah.
that the pickleball girl?
Yeah, the pickleball girl and Travis Vine.
Yeah, and Travis Vine. You beat
So-
them. Wow. For
Yeah.
your first ever tournament.
My
That's very
first
good.
tournament, me and Ollie popped off, and he didn't tell me to stay in my box, but he
He
was Big Bird covering the court. But yeah, that was my first tournament, and I played the second one, and I was friends with everyone. I actually wrote something a little bit about my first tournament and what really the Slam Jam encapsulates. If you guys want to hear,
I would love to hear it.
I'll whip
Absolutely.
it out.
Please.
Bust it
for
out
you.
straight up. Now, me and Danny have been discussing this. Didn't even give her 24 hours notice. I gave her about 18 hours notice.
Really?
Because if you follow Dannielle Townsend on
Which I do.
Instagram,
You'll see my hearts on some of your stories.
Ooh,
My
you in her
stories?
DMs?
Or your posts.
Have you been in her DMs?
No.
No.
I just give hearts.
You just look from afar.
I'm a liker. Yeah.
You're
I just like
creepy
stuff. Ooh,
kind.
like that.
Can
Okay.
can I just throw a quick question in because it's actually bugging me now?
Okay.
You're a professional.
Table tennis, ping pong.
Okay, because that was my question. Is it ping pong or is it table tennis? How do you feel
actually,
about
in other
people?
languages, it's more close to ping pong. So, like in Swedish, it's actually called pingis.
Oh.
Fun fact.
What do they call pickleball?
So good with the pingis.
It's like a combination
So
of two words.
how's it pronounced?
Pingis.
Okay.
Hingers. And in
But-
Australia.
No, not pingers. Pingis.
You have to put the accent in there. I don't know
Pingis.
the exact like inflections, but it is something around that.
And in another language?
In all of the languages, it's a certain different dialects to like kind of similar to ping pong.
But pingers is most memorable for some
Oh
reason.
yeah, my nemesis frenemy during like growing up was Swedish,
Okay.
playing table tennis. So
I will
Got
say
that one all the
our
time.
American audience won't know what pingers are.
yeah, but it
No.
sounds like a little bit like
All
another
four
word
of them.
too. So.
Yeah, all four of them, but I'll call them individually.
Mom, I'll tell you later.
Let 'em know.
Penis, penis, it's all the same.
Sorry, Ali. Can we just call you later? I know you're confused. Okay, but if somebody comes in, they say, "Hey, I want to play ping pong." Is there a group of table tennis
Yes.
players that would get
Table
offended?
tennis players are so woke. They're so irritating. It's kind of why I play pickleball more.
Okay, gotcha.
You're
Okay,
genuinely
gotcha.
the
I
black
genuinely got more support from like pickleball players my whole life in this short amount of time I've been playing.
sheep. Wow.
And
Than,
now,
than table tennis. Even in my table tennis, more support than in pickleball.
and here it is. We're gonna draw the line. Are you now a table tennis player or are you a pickleball player?
I'm a pickleball player.
Yeah.
The national squad
there
kicked me
was
out.
Eat shit, table tennis.
Exactly right. Where's your podcast? Get out of here.
Yeah, like the national team kicked me out. So I got
Good.
kicked out of the national team this year.
Good. Anyone you want to let them know?
let's
your-
go to the
she's too-
poem. Yeah,
she's
let's go
too-
to that.
She's too young to close the door.
Guess what? I'm not.
So I
So
won't.
you know what? Table
It's all right.
tennis.
We
You
edit
guys couldn't
everything out.
handle
Oh, it's fine.
Danny. You guys couldn't handle Danny. You didn't
I
have
had
the
too much
skills.
personality for the sport.
You
I've
have
actually
too
heard
much-
that one.
That's
Too
right.
much charisma for the sport.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You didn't deserve her anyway. You know, it's not you. It's me. What else can we say about that? How else do you like break up with someone?
I don't know.
I just got dumped. I never.
Pack the table up and we
Yeah.
moved on.
Exactly right. Yeah,
kind of it.
leave your boots outside my door or whatever. However, we started that podcast, which threw my whole game off. Anyway, and how long have you been playing pickleball?
Since the Slam Jam competition.
Yeah, so
Since we
that's
Last
did
year.
another talent ID camp, obviously.
Yeah, but I hadn't really played other than playing with some, like my family on a Friday night at Currumbin.
Yep.
And then after that, I was like, oh, maybe I can start trying to play the sport like properly. And I knew Ben Costin through table tennis. He played table tennis like not as high level as me, but he played in the same generation as my brothers. And I saw him at that competition. I was like, oh, I know you, right? But like he looks a lot different when I remember him.
Yep.
Yeah, again.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
like I.
This is good.
He
This is so good.
he was actually very, very good as well. Like he's actually beaten my he's very good, but
You got a
like
long way to go
rating
to
level.
figure out this Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
good.
mean he's helped my pickleball a lot. He's turned my table tennis into pickleball, so
Now, okay. Oh my gosh! I just a special announcement. Coach K, we're having this weird sober podcast, which is rare. And Coach K used Jimmy Brings, and they just brought us some ginger beers.
Ginger beer's lukewarm.
Oh my gosh, that was an absolute legendary move. Now, Danny, Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's your first win. Now you were playing with the fabulous player that no one really knows, Sarah Burr. She's not much
OG?
Yeah, she's not much decorated in this sport, and I kind of feel bad.
She's the future Aussie Hoff.
Pretty much, yeah. She'll get a Hoff jacket. So walk us through it. I mean, you guys, this is the first. You guys broke a sweep.
Yeah, I
Teams
think
event.
this is his lack of research again. Sorry, Danny. I'll just bring him up to speed.
Let me know how I was there.
You won. You're specifically talking about the MLP event.
Yep.
She also actually won mixed doubles in the PPA event.
Let it be known.
She's like a winner, if you know what I mean, Ty. You're going to have to
Winner,
clarify.
winner.
What do you want her to talk about?
These actually are warm.
That means she would have made a good amount of money.
Yeah, she's in the dollar bills.
Wow.
Yeah, covers.
Have you started looking at houses?
Maybe it would help so I don't have to drive so much if I move a little bit north.
Are you thinking mobile home?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's smart.
Now, I had to step outside to get my Jimmy Brings for everyone. Did I miss the poem?
No,
I interrupted.
No, Ty's been very distracting.
We will.
into
No,
that?
I reckon we'll come back to that because
We can.
unfortunately,
I can
the
do that at
commish-
any
Okay.
moment.
The commish
Okay.
has other engagements that are very, very
Another
serious.
podcast?
Family matters. She's got to pick up her lovely daughter, Lani.
fair enough.
I might just ask a few more questions of the commish, and then we'll come back to our wonderful players. And when the commish goes, damn, they can talk as much.
I got
shit
some
as they
questions
want.
too, by the way, so I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Too.
Fire.
Me too.
So, commish, season 1 is done and dusted. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about season 1?
Ooh, great question. For me, it was just probably the proudest moment for us as a team was seeing we had players from 11 different countries come together over 3 massive weekends and not just play some exceptional pickleball, but actually see them hanging out, being mates. And we were just sort of like, what have we been able to create? So that for me was super exciting. We never knew what if we get the buy-in from all the players, whether they just come in, play, and then kind of leave, but they'd be kind of sitting off by themselves. But we kind of felt like we created this massive big pickleball family that were playing some ridiculous ball. So for us, like, yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's epic. I mean, we certainly saw it, and we heard it from obviously Dannielle before about how much sort of camaraderie and mateship was established throughout this tournament, which, you know, is just epic. So we went from 4 teams last year to 12 teams this year, and this gave so many more players an opportunity. There
To
was
play
some,
and to coach.
yes, there was some conjecture, I guess, about the requirement to pick an international and how exactly you qualified as an international. But can you tell us, in your view, how important having those international players involved was for the competition?
Yeah, and it was interesting. We had 11 of the 12 teams choose to take an international. They didn't have to. As George Wall, you saw, he chose all the homegrown
Home
talent.
soil, he stuck to it.
Yeah, he showed us that it can be done. But yeah, so they had an option to choose an international athlete on their team. I think we saw just the different styles of pickleball. We had players from India, players from the US come over and just see how they integrated for our athletes, but also they came with a lot of duper points. So for our athletes like Danny and George here, able to beat and take some matches to some of those guys, it finally allowed, I think, our Aussie players and players from Asia too, the ability to actually reflect where they really are. They had a bit of a ceiling with the top player being a 6.0, right? They could never get above that. So I think now having a bit of that international flavor has helped, which means now when these guys travel over to the US to play, they're just going to sit probably where they deserve to be. So I think it's it's definitely helped from that point of view as well. And not a lot of people might have looked at it from that perspective, but yeah, it's just another little cool thing that we've been able to help, players from right around the region with.
It's funny you say the duper rating. Obviously, a lot of our players actually pinched some of Wesley Gabrielson's duper, didn't they, boys?
Yeah,
He
was
went down, the poor bastard.
but he came back up
did.
after this tournament.
Yeah, he had a good
Early.
tournament, and I think he might have
played
just
so
scraped a
well.
few back before he went back for a long break. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think he realised he needed to pull a few wins out and take a few little duper points back to the US with him.
He had
he's
a
such a
big
nice guy.
he had a big win actually finding out that you were actually older than him.
Huge win.
Dude. Oh my gosh. If
still
you haven't
can't
seen
believe
that
it, can you?
clip. No, I can't. No, and I played with him last night
What?
and I took a very good look at him. And I was
Okay.
like, crap. You really look old, man. And he's just so nice, you know.
He would have just chuckled back
like
at you.
Oregon nice.
Yep.
Oh, well, you know.
Go.
He's just like, because there's nice and there's Oregon nice. And it's like, you know, you just can't bring a guy like that. He was so much fun to play with yesterday, man.
He's
He
a
was
legend.
such a
Such a
nice
good
guy. Such a good guy.
He was our first Colin.
He was.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about Wes. Whatever, man. We've already talked about you. Congrats on your duper going up again. We've got the commish.
Went up, but he did get a donut this tournament.
Oh.
You got it down at. Oh.
Say that
Danny,
again. Say
tell
that
us about the
again into
donut.
mic.
Oh,
Sorry.
Wes, we're talking
MLP.
about you.
He got
He got an 11-0.
11-0 against
That's
Naked
a nudie run.
or 4.
No, he lost 11-0 in a set.
Oof.
Was there a nudie run?
No, I didn't see any underwear.
Oh my gosh. Commissioner, what would you do? Commish, what would you do if the Slam Jam crew was like, seriously, and like Wes is so nice, he doesn't break any rules, and we're like, no, seriously, bro, you gotta, this is an Australian thing.
Yeah.
You could get your visa revoked if you don't
Least get
go
your
there.
underwear,
And he
please.
actually did it. Oh, and you had to do something. Oh, hot seat question.
Maybe
Eh?
maybe we'd say, did you read your contract? It was in the fine print right down the bottom. And
Fine print. Yeah, no nudie runs.
surprised no one called him out on that.
Sange is gonna leave here and call the lawyer and be like, "This is. I know this is weird, but we need to add something."
For season 2, can we make sure that? Yeah, absolutely, no worries. Consider it done.
Oh, that is so cool.
Because you'll be seeing some nudie nerves when it's like
Yeah.
9-0. They'll get tensed up.
Yeah.
All right, on to the hard-hitting questions. Commish, how did you come across the names of each team? Who made those names? You got the Mavericks, you got the Fast Fours, you have Hustle, Glory, Rush. What is that? I don't even know what it is. Are you rushing to the grocery store? What are we doing here? How did we come up with these interesting names?
Yeah,
Shit,
I
can
love
see the
it.
bead of sweat going down.
Oh my gosh, don't ask that question. No, no, it's a great one. And obviously the 4 original teams, so Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane and Gold Coast were formed back before I was involved with the company. So I can't take any credit or I can't take any hit on any of those ones.
You will.
But the other 8, absolutely, you can feel free to lay in. No, we actually, when we were in Atlanta with MLP last September and we made the bold decision to go to 12 teams, and we were sitting there literally watching center court and sitting up the top, and we're like, we need to come up with 8 new team names in 8 of these regions. We had a number of the regions already selected and worked out, and we sort of went through what do we like, what do we not like, what kind of rhymes, but we don't want too many alliterations. We don't have to have names that kind of are out there. So trying to make 12 new teams that weren't already team names in other sports as well. I don't know if you guys have seen the netball lately down in Melbourne, the new team, the Mavericks, that have been announced.
Have they took your names, are you saying?
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had a unicorn mascot, so I'm not sure if Mr. Aaron Blitz had anything to do with lending that. I think maybe he did. But,
Well, there's a professional women's basketball team in Las Vegas called the Aces, and we have the Asian Aces here.
yeah, the Aces has been one used a couple of times. I think we've known a few pro teams with the Aces, but
Okay.
not in Asia. But yes,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But yeah, look, it's probably one of the hardest things to do. And if we get to more teams, I'm going to have to come to you guys to
Oh my
help
gosh.
name them,
We're
all right?
actually-
So,
well,
So me and ChatGPT, we're in.
I didn't know you were gonna ask, but Colin, hot seat. Go ahead and name the next 3 teams.
Oh, you're gonna have to give me some time now.
Nope.
30
Stuart.
seconds, off you go.
30 seconds.
All right. I like the Anacondas.
Mm-hmm.
What's
I liked my new favorite, Brisbane Barracudas.
Ooh, we've only got 5 teams in Queensland. Another one?
I mean, what's a breaker? Obviously, Barracuda is a little bit more. Rare.
It's an Aussie though, man.
Oh, Aussie. Yeah, there's Barracudas.
yeah,
out
like
here.
the Beanley butt plugs.
Okay.
Something native, man.
Native.
That's native.
All right. How about the Brisbane Boomerangs?
the Brisbane Boomerangs, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, feel
Always
free to
coming back,
add
yep.
on here. What about the Cairns Cuttlefish?
Squid.
That would worry you if you were going up against a cuttlefish.
We've got too many pro players in
you get-
hands,
get
yeah.
over that.
But we could. Logan Labradoodle.
George
We'd have about
George.
25
Logan
mascots. I think every
Labradoodles.
player's got a dog that had come along. So yeah.
And we all have, there's a lot of Labradoodles out there.
Yeah.
Moose is a Labradoodle.
Okay.
Shout out
Yeah.
Moose. Love you.
That is so good. All right, well,
listening.
Good, I love
we're
it.
sorted on that.
All right. That was a hard hitting question by Coach
I've got one. You've obviously you're a huge fan of the podcast, and we do bring up people who, and we would like to know from the commish, maybe a people who.
In tournament?
Just general. Because she deals with some shit. You know, we have to. So, and we're not calling anybody out or anything like that, but give us a good people who.
People who.
This is a hot situation.
Wonderful way to not get fired for.
She knows.
Oh yeah.
She knows 3 things she wants to say, but they're also can't say. I can just tell. Look at her. She just
People
right.
who we hate the things these people do. Okay.
I just needed the jingle to get the mind going. All right, I'm gonna go 2 straight up.
Okay.
People that take way too long to get their score sheets back, or maybe they just never come back.
Yeah, that's fair because when you play, you have to appoint someone to go. And after I lose, I can care less about signing that thing. You can go find it yourself. You know what? You want my signature? Take it and leave.
Yeah.
No, it's great. At the end of the tournament, you're cleaning up and you're finding there's that score sheet that we're missing really critically to sort of get the tournament
Yeah,
rolling.
that's a good one. That's a fair one. I'm part of that.
Oh, the next one's an MLP one.
Okay.
And we've probably spoken about this, Adam, you and I, and I've sent you a few screenshots. People who can't match their uniform when there's only 4 players on the team.
Oh.
Now, this is a hot topic
Breakers.
for me.
Aces.
This is a hot topic. What? Let's clarify because matching uniforms to me that's my kryptonite, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, so
matching uniforms is I don't want to see Asia Aces in red
and red,
shirts,
not color
red
on
shirts.
color.
Yeah.
I'm talking
It's uniform
3 players
across,
in a white jersey and maybe one in the alternate color, or one in a pink, someone else in white, the next person wearing fluoro. Like, we do a pretty good job giving them plenty of uniforms. I just love you guys to just wear the same thing.
That
looks great on
That
broadcast.
tells me that they need a coach for one.
Like a stylish coach?
Yes.
There you
But
go.
also,
Yeah, Colin, add that to your resume as well. Like, you were looking for extra things to add on. Is wardrobe.
I've been on
Uniform
Team U.
guy.
Have you seen some of the purchases I'm making on Team U? Jeez.
well, they need a coach and they need someone to command that WhatsApp group because that just tells me they're not communicating very well.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's very fair. Now, the first season draft, I can't fault it. I thought it was awesome. It was fun to watch. It was live. You did a great job hosting it. You had Gordo there. Can we expect anything new with the second draft? Is there going to be maybe some more highlight tapes of these players potentially, or anything you can expand on?
Will you draft Colin is what he's trying to get.
No.
Well, that's where I thought he was going with this. Is they're going to be a different player?
So
How can I
sad
make my
to
way
watch.
in?
Guys, I'm a coach. I'm a coach now. I'm a proud coach.
So you're going to be in the coach and manager draft.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Is there a coach draft?
I think we might be making a coach and manager draft.
Wow.
Who would be the
Anything-
first selection in the coach manager draft?
Me.
I get
no,
the
it has
pick.
to be Coach K.
Why?
Well, I guess.
No, actually, it's on.
Who?
It's
Legit.
on.
All right.
Can we
we'll
get a
make-
commitment from the commissioner that we're going to have a coach's draft?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Televised.
We will. You know what
We
we'll
can
do?
podcast it. We can live stream
You
it.
know what we're gonna do? We're gonna submit our players that we got to draft, and we'll put it up on Instagram. You guys can see Coach K, Coach T, and Coach A.
You want to
do
start
have
a
a
fantasy league?
The captains will be selecting they'll be drafting their managers and coaches. So you guys have to put your applications in.
Wow.
Full draft.
We can actually do it.
No,
Yeah,
they've
we'll
already
work
got a fantasy. You just missed it.
We'll put some
again,
loose
'cause
parameters in there.
You're not on Instagram
Yeah.
properly, man.
I am not.
All
We'll
right.
work out the finer details.
So
but yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
This new season. Just back to the question. With the draft, by the way, what date is it?
The date is July 4th.
Oh, and
That's
Thursday.
the date of the draft.
The draft date, July 4th, Thursday evening. We'll be down at the studios in Melbourne broadcasting. Same kind of setup as we did for season 1. We will be seeing a few more highlight videos and things like that. We've got way more content. The players have been here, majority of them. We'll see some new flavors coming in. Absolutely. We'll probably see some players who had this season, unfortunately, that will be missing out. It's elite sport. It's going to happen. The only thing we do know is that the 12 captains are coming back. They're the only ones that are an absolute lock. The other 36 players, who knows?
Danny,
Now, entries close
you're not even
for the
allowed.
draft.
June 16.
June 16
June
you hear
16.
that? If you have not put your name in. Now, if my name was in the last draft, does it carry over to this new draft?
It does. And you would have noticed you received an email today, Colin. Thank you for bringing that up. That would have
Okay.
said, make sure you fill out a little more information for your official season 2 application.
Now, do you
So
want me to send you my highlight tape?
Did you receive an email?
You will start to send that to the captains because you got to sell to the captains
Because I
Don't
think
gotta
in the
sell to me.
last draft you asked for a photo, and I dug deep into my
he got
modeling
headshots
photos.
done.
Yeah, I actually got headshots just for it, thinking I had a chance.
You didn't use that AI tool that you used for Coach K?
No, but I will in this future draft.
That has
my
the big
gosh.
trophy next to it for the
Uh-huh.
pickleball.
I'll do it now while we continue this podcast.
Well, speaking of future, can I just talk about futures?
Okay.
Now, before
this
Sange
was
has
coming.
to go, no, Sange thinks I'm going to talk about her. No, this
No,
is,
no, I
this is
know
about
exactly
us.
what you're gonna
We
talk
know
about.
you won a silver in singles. Congratulations.
Did we know that? I didn't know that.
That's why I was here. I thought I was
Singles.
here
Told
for
you.
my futures singles silver medal.
No, we actually all played futures over the weekend. We played in the gender doubles and it was awesome. We loved the way it was run. Being on the back courts where no one can see us is just, it's right up our alley. We really
Yeah,
loved it.
I was
Thank
right
so
there with you
much.
guys. Don't you worry.
Thank you for that one water cooler that you had, and I think you had a few bananas on the top of it. That was really, really good, actually. Thank you so much. But we had some medalists. Now, unfortunately, Colin and Ty, you weren't there on Sunday to do your podium photo. But good news is I got your medals, and Commish, if you would be so kind to indulge, can I just get up and I'll give you the medal?
Absolutely.
Oh
You
God!
can present these.
He's been thinking about
and
this
just-
forever. Look what he's
I'll
doing.
talk you through what's going on. Here we go.
Are those rose gold? Wow, that's a beautiful color medal.
So, boys, what you've got is you've got your third place. It's third place PPA Pickleball Tour Brisbane 2024. They're bronze. Can you just obviously give them the boys? Congratulations, medaled,
Can you put up my
medaled,
This is-
epic, epic.
Fucking stupid.
This-
I know exactly where he's going here.
This
He's like,
is beautiful. You know what? We left and didn't receive a medal for a reason, guys. We don't need these.
shit in here. This gold looks off.
If you ain't winning, you're losing.
Yeah.
How do they feel, boys? They feel weighty.
They feel heavy.
Bronze.
Hold my
heavy.
fucking
The good
teammate
medals.
up.
This-
Jeez Louise.
This feels
Really
heavy.
well done.
Oh well,
Really well done.
Adam.
Well,
hang on.
anyway,
where's
well,
your
anyway.
medal?
Sange, thank you so much for coming. We obviously know that you have to go, but you've done hang on one second.
Oh,
Is there another?
do
medal?
you have
another
a medal,
medal.
Adam?
There's another medal in
Oh.
my bag.
Is it gold?
I'll give it to you, Sange, if you don't mind.
If it's not gold, I don't want to.
Let me just read the back of it here. Futures men's doubles PPA Brisbane second place. Adam Hall.
Oh,
Yay, Adam.
How many times did you beat the bronze medalist?
God, that felt fucking good.
Oh wow, you congratulations.
What do you
man.
guys call him
How
again?
long did your final last? Because it just
Uh,
seemed quick.
My duper has never been so happier to play in this tournament. I got the email today actually to say the games will be logged very soon. It's getting weird. I wake up at midnight and I refresh and there's been nothing happening. And I'm thinking, fuck, I'm going to get some of that Wesley Gabrielson fucking duper. And I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. But when will it actually
I'll get
happen?
Dan the intern. He's onto them. I'll make sure he prioritizes your match. It may not have been at the top of the list, but now we'll make sure men's doubles futures shoots right to his priority list.
I cannot wait to see what my duper goes to. I cannot wait to just do an Instagram post saying, hey, everyone, I'm looking for a partner for this event. Just most recently, I got a silver at the PPA tournament. So that should probably see my inbox run pretty full. But hey, you guys getting bronze is sick. I think that's awesome for you guys. Well done.
Oh my god,
That's cool, man.
Oh my god, I just no. The only thing about this is you've been waiting. You have been waiting so eagerly to do this.
I thought you were going to be
This
a
is the
little.
reason why I had to go home.
This
I
is
thought you had to get
this is
medals.
the pinnacle of your pickleball right here.
People
And
are
that-
listening to this podcast because they want to hear the players talk, and over here you're just doing a
Yeah,
prize
this
medal.
is just
Mate, this is just be real.
self-promotion.
This is teaser sort of stuff. Promo. Yeah.
Self-promotion.
Okay.
Okay, can we get back to the commish?
Well, Commish, I think you do have to go, unfortunately. But
I just have.
you got a question? One
Yeah,
more
of course
question.
I do.
Okay. Ask one more question. It's
It's-
going to be a really serious one.
It could potentially be a thankless job, I'd imagine. But tell us, what's your favorite part about being commissioner of the MLP?
Whoa. Favorite part. I think the favorite bit is when the events are running and you're seeing the team absolutely battling on the court. And I kind of sort of step back from the event and then sort of up in the stand and kind of look down and you see not only the 8 players, because the 2 courts going at once for MLP, that they're absolutely battling it out, super intense. And then you kind of look out a little further and there's about 20 other players kind of watching. And then there's the fans, and it keeps going out. And to have that kind of go breath and go, shit, we created this. It's pretty awesome. So those are the moments where I go, it's worth all the emails and the annoying meetings, or the holy shit, how we're going to figure this out to kind of bring these events together. And those are the moments where I love mid-event, just sitting back and just going, yeah, this is not bad at all.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And I will say, on behalf of many players that we've spoke to, you are doing a tremendous job. This panel is very proud of you. Being the commissioner of a brand new sport in a brand new league isn't easy, but I will say you get a lot of praises by many. So very big congratulations to you, my dear
Sange.
friend.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, the
Thanks
Commish.
so much for joining us. We'll see you later.
Yeah, hopefully on the courts. And if you need us for the draft to be doing our own side thing, about talking about it, we're here for it. Let us know.
The coaches draft.
The coaches draft or the actual
The
draft?
Actual draft. I got the Brisbane.
Live draft
and we
site?
have our little
Live stride side,
Yeah.
Slam Jam podcast. I
Do you
think.
still have our couch, by the way? Who has our couch?
The inflatable couch.
It's
That's
deflated
all-
in the back of the Mazda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Slam Jam, baby.
Oh, MLP doesn't have the budget for a inflatable sofa, man.
Yeah.
But the CFO
Thanks,
made sure
Commish.
we had the budget for
Commish
it. No
is
doubt.
We got to
Yeah.
sticker that thing up.
Oh, that's a good idea. I actually envisaged we get all the players that we'd interview to sign it. But approximately how many interviews did we do on that couch with the players?
Well, when you say interview, do you mean like play with them and chat a little bit, or do you?
No,
We had a blanket over
their
us. We were
ass
playing.
was on
We
the
were-
couch.
Nah.
We hit record and had a microphone.
No one.
It just wasn't time, was there?
It wasn't time because
No.
what we spoke about was how much these players we just think they play the MLP. That's it. We're like, oh yeah, they're just playing the MLP, but there's a whole other tournament, the PPA, and they're playing that in the morning. Then they have 2 hours of rest time, and then they got to go get ready for the MLP. So you guys, I don't know how you do it because we even spoke about our little futures. 7 games we played and how knackered we were, and we couldn't even imagine playing another game tomorrow.
It's brilliant. Actually,